The protection of the southern border of the United States against illegal migrants is a classic political topic frequently leveraged by Republican candidates to gain power. In 2016, the wall on the US-Mexico border became a major point in Trump's election campaign. It's worth noting that the project indeed progressed during Trump's presidency, with substantial funds invested in it. Today we will examine the cost and effectiveness of this project. Statistics indicate that up to 10,000 illegal migrants infiltrate the southern states of the US daily, as reported by Reuters in mid-2023. That's a significant number. It's like the population of a small town sneaking into the US every day to take low-paying jobs. Overall, this leads to the undercutting of labor prices in the country and increase in crime and illegal financial transactions, from which approximately $0 in taxes are paid. Clearly, politicians need to address this kind of lawlessness. Construction of barriers along the Mexico-US border began as early as 1911, with significant reinforcement in the 1940s. In 1978, substantial investments were first allocated from the US budget for building barriers and updating existing fences. Starting in the 1990s, each US president added small section of the barriers and updated old fences along the border. However, these were relatively local and minor works with small investments. It was President Trump who brought a serious project of renewal and construction of a new wall to the country. He renovated hundreds of miles of barriers and built dozens of miles of new walls. Now it can truly be called a wall. 30-foot tall metal barriers. It all looks majestic, but the question remains, how effective is it in practice? Interestingly, a section of the wall on the Mexico-US border was constructed by a private company using budget funds. In 2020, a series of corruption charges, including some against officials in the Trump administration, were brought forward because this section of the wall had already started to deteriorate and was in a state of disrepair. Now for the most intriguing part. As of 2020, the funding for the wall project amounted to over $15 billion. Taking inflation into account, it's now around $17 billion. Each mile of this fence costs US taxpayers $22 million. And the total length of the land border with Mexico is over 1,950 miles. Today, only 700 miles are equipped with fences, some of which are old barriers that migrants can easily overcome. The rest of the border is considered protected by deserts and mountains, which are quite challenging to traverse. However, these uncovered portions of the border are often used for smuggling new groups of labor migrants into the US. The wall project remains a central point of contention between Democrats and Republicans when discussing funding for Ukraine and Israel to support their defense against aggressors and terrorists. Republicans demand the revival of the wall's construction and clearly use this narrative to boost their voter ratings. Indeed, in areas where the 30-foot wall has been erected, the number of migrants has actually decreased. However, overall, illegal labor migration in the US continues to break records. Experts don't believe that simply erecting barriers or installing additional surveillance systems will solve this problem. What would you do to address the issue of illegal immigration? And does it make sense to continue building the wall on the Mexico-US border? Share your thoughts in the comments.